Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. Today we're doing another tiny build, but I was challenged to do this without using MoveObjects. A lot of you have wanted to see that before, so I thought today was going to be the day. It's essentially, I think we end up with a 5x5 on the interior, and we're not using the MoveObjects cheat at all. It's really surprising though, when I was doing this, the number of times I had the reflex to enable MoveObjects, like you'll see, I think I opened the cheat window maybe a couple of times during this because I was about to enter the cheat, or I entered it and then I turned it off because I think I was just like, oh, I just need to put this here real quick. And I was like, oh wait, I can't do it. For example, I wasn't able to get a proper door to the bathroom with the layout that I wanted because a shower would get in the way. Like you couldn't put a shower in front of a door without MoveObjects. So instead I just left a gap to the bedroom. And then the bedroom also doesn't have a door, it just has an archway. However, I could have, oh wait, no, the bedroom does have a door. No, never mind. Wait, do I change it or maybe I don't? I don't remember. I might let's watch and find out. I can't remember if I put a door there or not because we definitely can have a door. There's no reason not to. But I was like, oh, let's see what I can do without MoveObjects. But I might... No, you know what? There isn't a door there. I just do that. Unless I change it way later on. But I know I put curtains there to start off with. Because for some reason, those curtains are able to place over the door, but some of the other ones aren't. So I kind of went with that. Now, I was originally going to go for a fairly dark color scheme, especially in the bathroom, as you can see. But in the end, I brightened it all up because I was like, this is a small build, and having dark colors would probably make it feel really closed in and even smaller. So I decided to make it a little brighter. We still end up using some dark tones on the walls, like in terms of wood and all of that. But you'll see as we progress. But it is really interesting, actually, that you're able to do so much of this without even using the MoveObjects cheat at all. And I was actually surprised. I totally forgot some things were possible in this game. Like later on, when I go up to the roof of the building, I put some plants on the roof because, I mean, lately I've been doing that for some reason. But anyway, I remembered that you don't need MoveObjects to put plants on the roof, which I totally forgot because ever since they patched in MoveObjects, I have been using it in every single build because why wouldn't I? It makes it so much better. There's just so much you can do with it. Like I realized when I was doing a lot of this, there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to do. I wanted to put some more stuff on the counter, but I was like, I can't do it because I can't use the cheat to be able to position stuff where I want them. But that's okay. I also kind of made this a semi-budget build. I think it ends up being like $20,000 or just below $20,000. So it is kind of a starter home, but not really because I think aren't starter homes like $16,500 for one sim? Maybe. I don't know. But in any case, it's not too expensive. Because I was going to use all the high-end items. So then I was like, you know what? Let's just make this a little bit cheaper than normal. Let's go a little bit different. And taking a page out of my book from last build, I think I used significantly less windows than I normally would. Like I was going to use all these large windows everywhere. I was like, you know what? No. We don't need that many windows. Like we obviously need nice big windows, especially in their living space to make it feel bigger. But we don't need to go overboard with the number of windows. So I decided, I'm going to place the items first, see where everything goes, see where it fits, and then decide where the windows will be placed. I also realized, oh God, trying to put end tables in here, it was not going to happen. I was also like, oh, what if I use a shelf for like a fake table instead? It didn't fit. So yeah, it's when I came to start placing the living room stuff, I realized how little room there was in a way because of MoveObjects. I was going to do a dining table, but there was it's just not going to happen without MoveObjects. You could definitely fit it in with the cheat, but without, not so much. So yeah, those are pretty much the windows I placed. I think that's all of them. We just have the 3 large ones in the living space and then the sort of smaller ones in the bedroom and bathroom to give it a little bit of light. And then here on the outside, I'm just doing some little architectural elements to make it look a little bit more interesting rather than just a pure cube, which it quite clearly is a cube, and that's all it is. So I was like, okay, let's make it look a little bit nicer. And I decided to put it up on foundation as well, just to give it another sort of layer here at the front. So we have a little front porch that you can sort of step up onto, and it should all work quite nicely. Anyway, that was the idea with it. And then this is sort of where I started getting on with the color scheme. I wasn't really sure what I was going to go for. Then I decided to go for some sort of dark wooden tones and all of that. And I think we did white bricks in the end. This is also where I realized MoveObjects was kind of useful because I wanted to cover that wall with plants, but without the cheat, they don't overlap very nicely. So instead I used those perfect patio stuff hedges that go along the wall, which actually fit really, really well. And then I did some shelves along the wall above that. just as like some trimming details, which I thought looked pretty cool. And yeah, there's the roof I was talking about. Put some grass up on there, and I do actually put some plants on that a little bit later. Now I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the color scheme. I was like, well, what do we do with the dark sort of wood tone? So I decided to go for a brick, and then I did some wood sort of accent walls, I guess, like wood pieces here, and all of the sort of little detail bits that stick out. Then I was like, you know what, this house looks really dark. Like it's like this brick build, wood trim. It's like really, really dark. So I decided to change the bricks to that sort of whiter color that you can see there, which I thought was kind of interesting. I don't normally use that color scheme, at least not with the bricks anyway, so I thought we'd do that. I also found out that these hedges can be overlapped, which I had no idea because I always use move objects with them anyway. So I was able to sort of get them to line the building pretty decently up until that point, and then I sort of just put a few more plants here and there. Yeah, it was a real discovery process, figuring out what worked where. So I had a bit of fun with it. And so I brought the bricks into the interior like I do in some of my builds. I always like a little bit of exposed bricks, so I brought those in on a couple of the walls, not all of them. Then I was trying to find a really nice sort of texture wall to go along with it, and I was trying to figure out which one looks good. I really wanted a nice sort of wood texture. So in the end, I went with this one here, which really darkens the walls, but then we have the really light flooring, and then we also do have the white bricks. So I think it's a really nice looking color scheme that we got going on. And then I used that Get to Work wall TV, but I scaled it down, because scaling down don't require a cheat for. You don't have to enter any cheats for it, so especially not move objects. The problem with it though is scaling down. The problem is with scaling down, you can't, even though the items are smaller, they still can't overlap because the footprint of the item is still the original size, if that makes sense. So even though you'll see it later on, I scaled down a painting and I try to do two scaled down paintings next to each other, but they're still technically larger than that, so they don't fit. So I had to kind of work around that. I couldn't fit my favorite lamp in there. I was trying to do it, but it didn't fit. So I was able to get that little plant at the corner though, which is good. And then I think, there was actually a surprising number of curtains that didn't fit on those windows. And I was like, but I found those ones, they fit quite well. I actually really like the little living room space. I think it turned out really well. Oh, and right here, by the way, between the sofa and the door, this space was pretty interesting. There's like nothing that fits there. I was like, oh my God. Is this what people without the move objects cheat? Is this the world you live in? Also, I don't know how many times I've said move objects, but it's a lot. I'm trying not to, but in a whole video about it, it's kind of hard not to. All right, so then I decided to do these sort of spotlights onto the kitchen. Thought it looked kind of cool. Actually, so I mean, surprisingly, there's a lot of stuff you can do with a small space, as you can quite plainly tell. Like I managed to get a lot in. And I think it looks pretty damn good. Though, the cheat makes it a lot more, you can do a lot more with it. Like a lot more with it. I think the kitchen's a little blank. There's no sink in the kitchen I didn't do a bin inside. There's a bin outside though, but there's no interior bin. So the kitchen, no sink, but it's in the bathroom, as I typically do with these sort of tiny builds anyway, so that's nothing new. So this is where I was talking about the painting. Like I was like, if we get a few of these blue paintings, see, we get a little blue accent, but like even though the game looks like it's gonna place it, it doesn't work. So I was like, all right, we'll just do one of them, and then get a few little details in this room just to sort of spruce it up. It is a single bedroom, so it's a small little home for one sim, and the bathroom here. Surprisingly, I couldn't even get the toilet roll on the wall there, so I had to put on the other one, but it worked. And I got some blinds in the bedroom because I thought, you know what, you might want some privacy. I do like how those curtains over the bedroom don't even extend to the floor. Like it's just like, you can see my ankles through there, but you know what, it covers most stuff. So, and to be honest, it's a one bedroom home. How much privacy do you need? It'll be fine. Just figuring out where to put the exterior stuff now. I was like, we need a bin and all that. It looked kind of weird sitting there, so I decided to build up the front a little bit more. Oh, that's where I entered the cheat there because I was like, did I accidentally turn on move objects when I was placing the stuff on the roof here? Turns out I didn't. So I enabled the cheat and then I disabled it just to make sure. But I was like, a lot of these things can a lot of these plants can overlap quite well. So I was able to get some sort of little flower patch up on the roof, which worked quite well. And then I just did a sort of bunch of shelves there around the front, much like the side of the build as well, because I thought that sort of all blended in quite well. And then just getting sort of like a front patio area, essentially, to the house, because like we need a place to put stuff. So let's just build a location for it. So I put the bin there on the right. I was gonna put the post box there, but I actually thought it looked better on the left. So it kind of ended up being just complete opposite sides. And you know, whatever works is fine by me. But I think this is a pretty nice tiny build, considering we didn't use we didn't really use any cheats. Actually, there was no cheats used in this at all, unless you count money cheats, because we clearly have a sim here and she didn't earn that money, but I don't count that cheat. But no build cheats. We did some scaling down, but that's not a cheat because that's just something you can do without entering it. So there you go. Here's the exterior. There's I think that's Alexander Goth walking by for some reason, but there he is in case you're wondering where he was. Now, if you want to download this, it is available on my gallery. You can find it by searching for my origin ID, which is the sim supply, or you can click the link in the description down below, and that will take you straight over to it. But this is the build. Little single bedroom. We've got a bathroom. We've got the kitchen. Fully functional. You can live here. It's tiny. There's no cheats. It's pretty cool. But make sure to leave a comment, suggestion, or some feedback down below so I can see what you guys think. And if you want to see some more of this, if you have any other ideas or potential challenges, potential different builds that I could try out. I think another one that I'll probably end up doing, I don't know, maybe probably do some base game builds at some point too. I was thinking like base game, no move objects. Oh god, that's gonna be fun. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have an awesome day.